Going to say this straight up. Kingdom Hearts 3 has not only over the course of me constantly replaying it over the past 9 months become my favorite Kingdom Hearts game, it's also become my favorite video game, period. Not much can really change that as of right now, though as a creator of Kingdom Hearts content, and also while Kingdom Hearts 3 is still in its year of success and will likely receive a second boom in popularity when ReMIND comes out, I feel like instead of replying in long threads on Twitter about my issues, I should make a video about them, where all my complaints can be viewed in one location in an organized fashion. This video will be mostly talking negatively about some aspects of the game, though it is with love as most of my actions are. I do acknowledge that we are in a sensitive time period regarding Kingdom Hearts interactions when it comes to difference in taste and quality of the games. Most of that comes from the massive differences in opinions that can be quite often staggering and get out of hand. Regardless of that though, I decided making this video now would be better than way later. My goal by making this video is in hopes that somebody at Square Enix sees this and decides to make some fixes that will benefit everyone and not just purely myself. By the way, this video will purely be talking about gameplay. This topic is already borderline subjective enough as it is, and we're not going to dive into all of that story stuff. All of my critiques here are purely gameplay related, and you will not really be hearing any major opinions about the story of Kingdom Hearts 3 in this video at least. We live in a wonderful era of gaming where fixing a game's issues can be solved by a simple patch, compared to before when a game had to be re-released to be fixed or just wasn't at all. Some view this as both a blessing and a curse, though whether it becomes one or not is in the developer and the community's hands. These patches / recommendations are going to be me trying to be as realistic as possible and not me asking for a borderline remake of the game. Majority of these will be just quality of life changes that can make the experience more consistent and less frustrating in certain scenarios. We're likely to get a patch along with a huge overhaul of Kingdom Hearts 3 come Kingdom Hearts 3's ReMIND DLC, similar to what happened when we got a decent sized patch for critical mode, and also very similar to Kingdom Hearts Final Mixes in the past where major game changes were made, both adding new mechanics and completely balancing old ones. Today, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, my name is Prodigy and welcome to today's video. Today we will be talking about things I would like to be patched / touched up a bit in Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMIND. Preferably before it, preferably whenever they can. I think the most likely scenario for a patch will be ReMIND, but I'm not saying that it has to be when ReMIND comes out. But let's get right into it. Right out of the gates, this is one of the most common issues talked about with Kingdom Hearts 3. There seems to be a weird issue with the guard detection in the game. Dodging moves works perfectly fine, and abusing iframes with moves like air steps, shot locks, and links works fine as well, though one of the most defensive options in an action RPG seems to be entirely inconsistent, though a lot of us seem to be unable to pinpoint exactly why. Some say that the animation for guarding is longer than the frames it's actually active for, and that's why you're getting hit when it seems you shouldn't be able to. Some have said that it could be a hitbox issue, which seems a lot more likely in my opinion given the situations in which these guards haven't worked. For me personally, my guard seems to have the most inconsistent issues when I'm fighting an enemy that has like a crazy hitbox. Regardless of which one it is though, one or the other needs to be changed or made a little clearer, so I would highly recommend if someone at Square is watching this video, please can you like check up on that, see if there's anything wrong with that, if it is a hitbox issue or if it is something like the guard frame being not as accurate as it looks or something, which in that case I believe Square should make some sort of statement about it, or someone at Square should look into it. Like I said before, these enemies hitboxes and or the active guard frames, and make some adjustments. Either way, something needs to be changed here, and if we are going to have bosses with large hitboxes in the future, unblockables and whatnot in ReMIND, this really should be addressed before we walk into that arena. Keyblade switching, without a doubt, is a mechanic that should have been in Kingdom Hearts ages ago, and is a mechanic that I strongly believe, even in its current state, is one of the best mechanics introduced in the Kingdom Hearts series so far. It's so fun to use, making combos a lot more fun and unique than previously, and allowing for a switch in gameplay style on the fly. Though in combat, when you're trying to switch Keyblades mid-combo, there is a weird lag when you are trying to do it. This lag allows for some enemies to get out of stagger, counterattack, or makes combat sometimes just unnecessarily slow at the best of times. This on higher levels of difficulty leads to quick deaths for trying to experiment with the combat, which sucks. But like I said, it's just a little bit slower, and if it was way faster, then I feel like it would just be even better than it already is. It's hard to tell if this was intentional so you couldn't abuse the mechanic, or if this is an oversight by the development team. Either way, I feel like it doesn't benefit the gameplay in any way, shape, or form by it being that way. I feel like it doesn't necessarily make the gameplay more challenging or anything. I feel like it just limits you unnecessarily. What I wish for this patch is I want Keyblade switching in combos to be a lot snappier and nearly instantaneous, or as close to that as possible. Just faster in general is fine. This one is a lot more important to me than some people like to think. For someone who plays this game a lot, both casually and when doing challenges, it's extremely annoying that I don't have enough save slots to access half of the things I would like to. In Kingdom Hearts 3, the save slots are limited to 9, which is an insane downgrade compared to previous Kingdom Hearts titles. The normal standard for Kingdom Hearts games is 99 save slots, which I know is a little absurd for save slots in a way, but why change something that was never a big problem to begin with? And plus, even 0.2, like one of the shortest Kingdom Hearts games, managed to accomplish this. I know that Kingdom Hearts 3 is a lot more ambitious than any other Kingdom Hearts title before it, and that would make 99 save slots a lot harder to do, though I'm sure that there's something they can do. I'm perfectly willing to download some extra save slots if they gave me the option to. I'll give you multiple examples where I would like to have multiple saves. Let's say I'm doing multiple playthroughs of Kingdom Hearts 3 with different ability routes, though after completing each playthrough, instead of deleting the file, I would like to save them so that I can revisit that Sora with those specific stats at that time. Maybe in this playthrough, I used a lot more cuisines, had a lot more elixirs. I would need multiple save files for that. Let's say additionally, and this is something I run into every time I decide to replay the game, I want to do all of the different Keyblade graveyard fights on level 1 critical mode. I literally have to fill up over half of my available save slots with Keyblade graveyard fights. Sometimes I'm playing the game with certain restrictions on, and sometimes I go out of my way to collect everything. And if I want to have a save for each Keyblade graveyard fight with those different setups, then I basically can't, and unless I overwrite a save file. This is something that is extremely annoying for people who love to play Kingdom Hearts games multiple times, which I know a lot of us do. It's something that I believe is extremely annoying, and I wish that they would say something about this, or at least give us 50 save slots or something. To be honest, I'm fine with 30 plus, but that's the minimum I'm fine with. I would like to aim for 50 or above, but instead of having that right now, instead we have to deal with such a limited number of 9 of them. This is one of those unnecessary things that should be fixed, so Square Enix, if you manage to see this video, please fix this. This is a really weird category of fixes that have purely to do with offense. Kingdom Hearts 3 doesn't give you complete control of aerial and ground combos. Not all of Kingdom Hearts 3's bosses are humanoid, and the enemies are shaped in a very odd way in the Disney world, and this even does happen on some humanoid boss fights as well. A lot of the arenas in Kingdom Hearts 3 as well don't necessarily help with this, so there's a lot of bosses with weird slants on them, and arenas with weird slants on them as well, that you can stand on, and a mid-air combo, you'll just do a ground finisher or something. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 had it so that instead of your combo continuing when you touch the ground from an aerial combo, the combo would simply just cancel itself out, and a new one would have to be started on the ground if you continue to mash X. If this was implemented though, they might have to reduce overall landing lag, which shouldn't be too much of an issue in my eyes. I think that maybe making it so that if you do a ground combo it stays on the ground, and vice versa, it would would help a lot. Just an idea. An example of how this can limit freedom and affect combat sometimes is, let's say like I'm in second form, for example, and we all know that the finisher for second form, or one of the finishers for second form on the ground, is explosion. And it's a really cool move to look at. But in most of my fights, if I'm fighting a boss, I rarely get that move, because Sora likes to auto hop towards the air like so often in fights. But there are also moments where I want to do the magnet spiral as the finisher for second form in the air, but I'm so close to the ground that it eventually just turns into an explosion as well. And as you can imagine, that happens both ways around for any Keyblade transformation, and it can be extremely annoying. Those little inconsistencies don't need to be there if you're, say, trying to learn a boss fight. This doesn't happen like every single fight. Like, it's something that's pretty manageable, but it happens often enough to deserve a mention. The majority of players don't do level 1 playthroughs of Kingdom Hearts 3 or Kingdom Hearts games in general, though the option has always been there for most Kingdom Hearts titles, in their final mixed versions and so on. Kingdom Hearts 3's level 1 is decent, but it's not great. What easily would make it great though, is some proper scaling upon putting on the EXP0 ability. Most Keyblade transformations have a ability called Hidden Potential, which scales damage based on the enemy you are fighting. I personally believe that ability should automatically be equipped to base Sora when the EXP0 ability is equipped. I understand that transforming is meant to be the bread and butter of the game, but I believe when getting to that transformation is a tedious grind, especially when situation meter builds up slower on critical mode. I think something like that would be very necessary. The only thing he really has going for him in his base form is the cancels, so that is 100% something that needs to be fixed. Fixing these things would simply make the combat 100% more fun and add tons of replay value to the combat. The camera in Kingdom Hearts 3 focuses entirely too much on the enemy at times, to the point where Sora can't even be visible. This happens the most when you're locked on to your opponent, but can also happen when you're not even locked on. This is likely because the camera gets stuck on terrain so often, and probably a bunch of other things that I don't even know how to explain. Combo canceling in Kingdom Hearts 3 with the air dodge, roll, air step, block is one of the best things ever added to Kingdom Hearts, and I cannot stress that enough. I love air step especially, though I really wish we could cancel with the air dodge or roll or a block during a finisher, which was previously cut out of trailers for some reason. The only real way to work around being in a long finisher is to air step, but that's not always fun, and sometimes that's not always possible. So please allow us to cancel combos during finishers. It feels like the game is almost punishing me for finishing a combo, and I don't really like that. It's not like the finishers do a extraordinary amount of damage either. Their damage is pretty weak. Well, I'll say depending on what they're using. If you're using Magic Flash or something, then yeah, that finisher's a little questionable. But any of the other ones? Nah. Allow us to use links with the last little bit of our MP bar. This would allow for more combo creativity and opportunities, which is something Kingdom Hearts 3 overall excels at. There should be an option to turn off attraction flow music. I would personally love it if cuisine buffs weren't as random, though I overall still love the mechanic. And to end it off with something simple, tighten up the sled controls a little bit, mostly for the Olympus flan. And that's about it. Kingdom Hearts 3 is already my favorite video game like ever. It was a truly satisfying end to a 15+ year long journey, and while I know there's still more Kingdom Hearts to come, Kingdom Hearts 3 will always be the end of the Xehanort saga, well, at least as of right now, unless Nomura pulls something crazy. If you have anything yourself that you believe should be patched come Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMIND, or just in general for Kingdom Hearts 3, type it down in the comment section down below. I'm sure someone at Square might decide to scroll through the comments comment section. Like I stated earlier, I'm hoping that Square fixes / adds some of these things to the game so everyone can overall have a better experience upon revisiting the game. This video isn't meant for a ton of conversation or controversy, but if you wish to have a discussion down below, just remember to be open-minded and respectful. I know what usually comes when talking about stuff like this, but I trust you guys to keep things clean. If you enjoyed today's video, however, leave a like, share the video with a friend or family member, and last but not least, if you have not already and want to become a part of the union, all you have to do is hit that red little subscribe button down below. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Prodigy, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.